Alright, hello everyone. I am Crota giving you a shoutcast in a game from the Cool Cup number 2. This is, I believe, in the semifinals, Hitman versus Sheik, Orc versus Undead. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. For all you guys wondering out there, yes, I am in fact an observer in this match, not casting from a replay, as we're looking at an Undead Sheik spawning over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. He is going to be wearing the blue trunks. Meanwhile, Hitman, the green orc, spawning over here on the top right hand side of the map. Orc versus undead in this 1v1 matchup, and we'll see, well, we'll see how these players play specifically differently than perhaps the NetEase meta. I've been following the NetEase meta for quite some time. This game taking place here on the EU servers in this tournament. Thank you once again for the invite to cast this particular, well, round, as things are well underway here. Now, what are we going to be looking for? Graveyard is already down. Altar of Darkness is a little bit delayed. That will allow that Blade Master to make his way out, or Farseer do a little bit more harassment early on. I don't expect a Shadow Hunter, at least this early in the matchup, as there isn't that Lightning Shield opening that a lot of players, Orc players, are relying on early on, as Serpent Wards did get that buff. Coming back on the other side here, Altar of Darkness delayed, but the Graveyard is already down, and that means Crypt Fiends will be joining in on the fight. Crypt Fiend will most likely try to attack down across here, pull aggro. I don't expect the Death Knight to actually try and do any sort of harassment until later on. Getting that Unholy Aura definitely helps with movement for the Undead army, getting in and out of scrimmages, and also allowing the Crypt Fiends to attack and then pull back with a little bit of that distance. There you are there. Crypt Fiends are getting trained up. There is that Death Knight. Meanwhile, Blade Master is going to be joining in the fight here in just a moment. Normally I have a clock over here for the 2-minute mark, but obviously I don't have that right now. Now, Blade Master are going to wander out here, clear out this 3-3-3 creep camp, maybe just go after the Ogre Warrior. And there's a little bit of nice play here. I'm actually expecting an ensnare on the Grunt. No ensnare as of yet. That's a little bit odd, as the Grunt normally gets ensnared, but by pulling back purposely, you're able to engage. Also, Hitman controlling the damage on that Blade Master, making sure that the Grunt doesn't take any damage whatsoever. And what this allows the Blade Master to do is only use one healing salve to heal the majority of the damage. And also, because the Blade Master has heroic armor and more armor, ends up having to heal a little bit less. Back over here, let's take a look. Death Knight gonna try and engage, take out the Ogre Warrior here. Did use a Rod of Necromancy, also has a Sacrificial Skull. This is gonna be key to watch out for. Death Knight wanting to make sure that there was no sort of wind-walking shenanigans, quickly uses the Death Coil to secure that kill. Back off to the north here, Hitman. Very, very far away, but still going after a Forestral High Priest, perhaps looking for another Circuit of Nobility. Nope, getting a Wand of Illusion instead, and perhaps going to try and get to level 2. Normally, the Wand of Illusion is still useful in this stage of the game because you are allowing yourself to perhaps do a little bit of scouting. Blade Master, however, makes its way down. Death Knight does not, I repeat, does not have Dust of Appearance, as the Blade Master now going after some of the units here. Blade Master trying to take down a Crypt Fiend. Death Knight should be able to easily get a big Death Coil here, as that Crypt Fiend is now back on Blight. Alright, Hitman, perhaps knowing Sheik's aggressive style with that creep, there is Blight across over here for a little bit of extra healing, but not much is gonna get done. Blade Master heads off to the north. What is he gonna do? Just keeping sight and track, as he's gonna be doing a little bit more wandering again. Alright, Sheik. At this point, Hitman knows that he's thrown the Undead off his game just by a little bit. And by doing that, he knows that he can tech freely and hopefully just confine the Undead inside his base for as long as possible. We could be perhaps moving back over to the Blight here, but the Rod of Necromancy charges were already used, forcing him to buy another. Blade Master keeping track of everything here, perhaps is going to wind walk here in just a moment and then try and engage once again as the Death Knights now makes its way back off to the north. I rarely get, well, thank you for tuning in after so long, as we're taking a look at the Death Knight absorbing a bit of damage, purposely aggroing those units. and now pulling the units away from that blight. That is actually another strategy and tactic right there. The Crypt Fiends want to stay in this zone right here. Meanwhile, the Blade Master still, well, diving away and going after Hiakus. Thank you for the subscription, as the Blade Master now backs up again. You saw some, well, creeping away from all of the action there as the Blade Master now heads back off to the north. Is he going to be able to steal any of these creeps at all? As we're taking a look, Blade Master going after the Crypt Fiend here. Death Knight is right there. Is he going to be able to take it down? No, he is not. Blade Master, however, still causing a lot of problems and trouble, as he may be able to get a Windwalk strike and finish off the unit here. All right, Death Knight may perhaps try and trade a Grunt for a Crypt Fiend. Gets the killing blow, as we're now, well, making its way back again. All right, Ogre Warriors, Forest Troll Trappers, these units will all get taken down. Blade Master sitting at level 2. Tech to tier 2 already done. Tech to tier 3 has already begun as well, as the Shadow Hunter is coming bearing gifts. Taking down this 5-3-3 creep camp should be pretty easy. Blade Master will be shy, I believe, of level 3, especially if the Shadow Hunter takes any bit of the experience here, which it looks like he will. Giving some items to that Shadow Hunter. Blade Master, well, Ring of Protection +3, Circlet of Mobility, Gloves of Haste, nice items to get a little bit of extra, well, hit points and durability, but still doesn't have that explosive damage that the Blade Master is known for. Hey, let me at least throw that at you. Best breakfast content ever. Have you ever checked out Back to Warcraft? Would love to see a co-op. I've talked with some of the guys at Back to Warcraft. Unfortunately, our schedules don't line up. I do have a normal 9 to 5 or like 7 to 3 job, and because of that, it makes it a little bit difficult to try and cast with them since we're in different time zone. Crypt Fiend's gonna go ahead and enjoy low hit point Grunt. Is it gonna get taken down to 15 hit points? We see a quick Hex right there. Skeletal minions trying to chase after it. Death Knight now making its rounds back over, and the Grunt purposely throws himself on the Ogre Lord sword. Death Knight now in serious trouble though, uses a potion of healing, able to slip on through and now head back down. All right, Hitman is nearly done teching to tier 3. We should be getting up a Tauren Chieftain as well. And once we have those 3 heroes out, the Orc Tri-Hero combination, well, the Blade Master's damage will be, well, much higher because of that Endurance Aura speed. On top of that, though, the Death Knight is currently out. Lich still does not have Orb of Corruption. Halls of the Dead has not yet upgraded the Black Citadel, as the Shadow Hunter pulling away some of those units, and illusions everywhere to just try and do a bit of scouting. Forest Troll High Priest purposely left behind right here. The creeps are going to make its way back, and, well, that's what often happens in MMOs. The rest of your party leaves the healer behind, only to see the healer take all the aggro. Right, Rock Golem currently down out onto the field. Blade Master and Shadow Hunter gonna clean up this creep camp. Hitman is not ready for an engagement as of yet. Either is Sheik, as both of them are just gonna be, well, doing a little bit of creeping and well, trying to get a little bit more mana back on them momentarily. You can take a look. The Lich is now sitting at level 2. That's very important normally, because the Lich gets Frost Armor first. A curious third hero, though, as we are now looking at the Alchemist. Alchemist third is not your typical undead hero at all. A little bit more healing spray. We haven't seen Obsidian statues even join in on the fight, and that's got to be a very nasty combination to try and take down undead units when your opponent not only has mass AoE healing from Obsidian statues, but also having mass AoE healing from healing spray. All right, perhaps it's going to be Acid Bomb as well to try and take down some of those units. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Quick -3 armor right there, and that unit gets taken down. Stomp at just a split second late. Death Coil is going to finish, or Frost Nova going to finish off that Hitman. No, it is not. All right, Hitman back across over here. 35 over 50 supply. Undead Sheik sitting at 42 over 50. There is a well, Hitman actually behind here just a little bit. Needs to get a lot more going for him if he hopes to, well, hopes to catch up. Still, Orc without an expansion. Undead normally has a difficult time expanding as well. And I'm still surprised we haven't seen any Obsidian statues actually be trained yet. Death Knight is sitting at level 3, Lich is sitting at level 2, and the Alchemist with Healing Spray, well, Acid Bomb right now, and eventual Healing Spray could be, well, a force to reckon with all of that focus fire. Crypt Fiends, known for high, slow damage, but once you add in negative armor, well, that becomes a problem, especially since Orc players normally like Spirit Link, but does not have that available to them because of Destroyers. Hitman, however, is starting to creep out a much more difficult creep line, and that is absolutely important. If you are creeping out the creeps that are a lot more difficult than your opponent, you can really gain a bit of an advantage here as the Death Knight now going to come in from the back. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Blade Master goes back to read his books as the Blade Master sits at level 3, just shy of level 4. All right. Let's take a look at what's going to be happening here. Blade Master, is it going to perhaps try and steal this Null Overseer? Oh, there is a Windwalk Strike. He's going to get some damage there, gets a little bit more experience, just shy of level 4 right now. As you can take a look, Blade Master is right there. Is he going to get the kill? Yes, he gets the kill, gets the item, gets level 4, and is now backing away. That Blade Master constantly harassing, and Hitman also in transition to clear out the opposite red creep camp as well. Hitman may end up with the more powerful items here in just a moment. As we're going to take a look, Shadowhunter purposely pulling back here. I don't see any sort of ensnare combination possible, as that Overlord will want to try and run back. Purge quickly cast their Django of Endurance. You cannot leave that item behind. That is, even though it doesn't really do anything for you, that is still gold to be had, and you do not want your opponent to gain access to that additional gold or that aura, making them that much faster. Obsidian statues are, well, actually exposed. Are we going to get Frost Armor right there? Healing Spray, or sorry, Healing Wave there. Death Coil, Frost Nova, and Shadowhunter quickly gets taken down. All right, focusing down that Shadowhunter very, very quick. Death Knight still trying to engage here. Tauren Chieftain right there. Alchemist could get taken down. Alchemist, no, ends up surviving. Chemical Rage. Tauren Chieftain going to get taken out as well. And 2 heroes are down for Hitman. Healing Ward quickly placed down, but easily removed, as the Blade Master now trying to go after some of those Crypt Fiends. All right, Crypt Fiend after Crypt Fiend now burrowing itself. Hitman getting in some more procs, is going to be able to finish off a Lich, unable to do so, and this Blade Master needs to carry the army on his shoulders. Kodo Beast now looking to back up here. Voodoo Lounge getting reconstructed to get that home field advantage once more, but Hitman knows that things are not going well for him at all. There is that Kodo Beast with an Acid Bomb trying to escape back. The Crypt Fiend's unable to focus down that Kodo Beast there, as we're going to see the Altar of Storms now get delayed. The one Obsidian statue in the back. Let's take a look at this. Lich also getting in some extra damage onto some of those units. They do not want to dive on in at all. Orc Burrow is in position to fight back. We can see 2 of those with peons currently just attacking away. Skeletal minions now make their way back out. Lich is sitting at level 3. Let's take a look at, well, are we going to see that Alchemist try to make its way in? We are also getting up an expansion by Sheik, and with this, well, that advantage may just start to become too much. Skeletal minions could easily start joining in on the fight. Alchemist coming in from the back to engage as well. Let's take a look. Tauren Chieftain, it has, well, resurrected from the tavern alongside that Shadowhunter. Tauren Chieftain may not make it back home, though. Alchemist is still in trouble. Kodo Beast is in trouble here as the Chemical Raging Alchemist gets taken down. 237 critical strike, those additional claws of attack +6 making a profound impact. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain needs to head back and get away, down to 29 hit points. It is trying to run away. A Crypt Fiend blocks, and one more shot should do it. There it goes, giving the Death Knight level 4. Shadowhunter is at 3. Blade Master quickly revealed. He needs to back away. No Death Coil onto that Blade Master as of yet, as we're going to see him try and head back. Burrowed Crypt Fiend still spotting everything here, as the Blade Master is still revealed. Also, Voodoo Lounge still not yet done, and there is only a handful of Headhunters to try and fend off what I got to believe, yeah, is a 45 supply army. All right, Obsidian Statue is in position here. More attacks getting underway. Hitman going to end up losing some of those early Berserkers. There's Dust of Appearance again. Blade Master cannot expose himself that much. And I believe Hitman is pretty much on life support. If Sheik loses this game, it will be because of a catastrophic mistake. And with the, well, Shadow Hunter now down, well, that pretty much cements it already, as the Death Knight still in a, well, favorable spot here. You can take a look. The Crypt Fiends are just playing a game of whack-a-mole, able to burrow themselves and get healed back up. All right, there goes another Headhunter here. That Obsidian Statue needs to get, well, backed up just a little bit. That Obsidian Statue has no easy way to get healed. Meanwhile, the Blade Master wants to resurrect his friends just a little bit more, but it may not be enough. The Super Friend party is not going to be enough to save all of this here. As you're going to take a look, a couple of peons going to get taken down. Blade Master going to show back up to the party here. Where is the Shadow Hunter? Shadow Hunter does have Vampiric Aura. Blade Master going after the Death Knight. Well, that was a quick death pack. Still has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and that is the game. Hitman losing to Sheik here on Last Refuge. Beautiful game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.